Yo, what's happening, everyone? So, doing another little trial run on the DM Hangout Live. Um, what we're going to do is just stream on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. That's what we're going to do going forward because I've done research and Instagram was a bit of a, do you know what I mean? So, yes, so I just thought to go live again, do another little test. Hello, as if, how are we? We'll do a little hour today, just testing all the software. Where it'll be better if I could stream it all through the software so the comments go on the same screen. So that is the plan of attack. I don't understand why are you working in the Lake District? I'm not working in the Lake District, mate. What do you mean? I don't know what you mean, pal. The likes and follows, guys, appreciated. We're just going to get the stream popping off a little bit. We're literally just going to do a little hour, just another little test, see how it works out. Morning, boss. How are we, lad? Busy? What day is it today? Yes, mate. They are. I don't know why they're doing it. Hopefully it's just a temporary glitch. What are you going to do with the Hackney badge? I don't know yet, mate. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. See what January brings. I won't be doing nothing until next year with it. Is it dead? Wednesday wank hours, mate. Going to be in it. Matty, would you consider rent to buy brand new Corolla, £254 a week for 4.5 years? What's it going to be worth in 2.5 years, mate? That's a long time to own a vehicle, mate. I'd probably just settle it, mate. Don't settle buy. Just settle. If you're going to buy, get financed up on a second-hand one. When do you think the decision about cross-border hiring will be? I may hope you're okay. Hello, Mark. How are we, mate? Ali can't connect. What can't we connect, mate? Is Facebook being a bit glitchy? This is the reason why I'm doing all these trials, mate, to try and fix any problems I'm doing. Is it showing I'm live? I am live on Facebook. Yeah, it's looking I'm live on Facebook. It could be poor internet. No need to cross-bordering. It's fine. Is it though, Donny? Is it? It's only fine if you've used that to your own benefit. You've proved, haven't we? Like there's lads in Sheffield that have a really strict process of getting a badge, and then there's other people that's just gone to a neighbouring council, which is dead easy to get a badge. Do you know what I mean? That's not really fair, is it? The link doesn't seem to connect. I don't know what link. Sorry, mate. Are you able to watch the live though and watch me speak? Which is better, settle car or rent to buy? Settle. Nice, Ali. Like I said, there could be a poor signal out here. I'll have to see if we can get a little booster out here. So after likes and follows, appreciated. Thank you. Birmingham Council vehicle licence renewal is £180. One rule for private hire and taxi for all. Can you use a talk as a guest on issues regarding Uber and that? Talk as a guest where, Sporty? What do I think of the Mark 7 Golf? I like the Golfs, mate, but I just think Volkswagens are a little bit pointless. No offence to the Volkswagen group, but I'd either go cheap with the Skoda or I'll go nice. The bad cars, I'm just saying. If you're not bothered about badges and you just want cheap and cheerful, you go Skoda. If you like a nice badge and you don't want to go and you want to bit nicer, why would you go Volkswagen? You just go Audi, wouldn't you? If you get 6 points on London's, can you still have a PCO badge? You have to speak to them, mate. I haven't got a clue. Every council has different rules. At the moment, I'm running TikTok separate on the phone So you all can't see the comments from TikTok. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine it all, hopefully on my next stream, where then everyone gets to see all the comments. That's going to be the plan of attack. So after like some comments, make Skoda Superb and Octavia, but it's the same car. Just the Octavia's are bigger and more screw. You'd go for the Octavia, wouldn't you? Alan, up the Reds. Jog on, lad. You can't say up the Reds anyway. You're doing awful at the moment. When Liverpool is proper like awful. Eagles can't do it, mate. The Superb is a comfort. Yeah, mate. The Superb should be an exec. I know why it's not, because the badge. But a Skoda Superb, mate, should definitely be exec. They're fantastic cars. They are fantastic. How's Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch going? Are we all good? Are we all good, kids? Do us a favour, have a little comment of where you're currently watching, please. Please have a Skoda Superb undercover in Liverpool, do they? Yeah. But if you do a lot of motorway miles, how good is a petrol hybrid, or would you stick with diesel? It depends, really, mate, because if the hybrid's got a really small engine, then it might struggle on the motorway. Do you know what I mean? Where diesel's a boss on them on the motorway. So if you do a hell of a lot of miles on the motorway, I'd probably do diesel over hybrid. If you're doing mixed all around, hopefully this is going to be a little chill for all taxi drivers and Joe Public just to jump in and have a little catch up, a little share, a little chat. Lexus ES is a good hybrid for motorway. Is it, boss? Will they have like a 2 litre engine or something outside of the electric? Normally, if you've got a bigger engine, it'd be better on the motorway. What do you think of the taxi game now, mate? Has it gone downhill? It's been going downhill for years, matey. Yeah, 2.4 petrol. Yeah. Be solid on the motorway. Mr. Cheap Talk on YouTube. Matty, keep up a good, keep going a good. You're making a difference, Nottingham. Thank you very much, Mr. Cheap Talk. Much appreciated. I do try, keep us all informed and news and all different regulations and changes in the AL industry. Problem with saloon and hatchback is the space for airport runs. Yeah, mate. Hi, Joe. Good job, that is. Yeah, they got it, mate. Nice one. Delta shocking for foreign workers. Yeah, but a foreigner doesn't make a bad driver, does he? Not all foreigners are bad drivers. You can't just blanket out under one umbrella. Taxi private hire updates, discuss car options. Yes. You got comfort on your car? No. No comfort, but I've got exec and Uber X. But it's been, to be honest, I haven't done Uber in weeks, mate. And my car's not Uber proof, the rates aren't covering it. Without the sat nav, they're useless. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You can't say all foreigners without a sat nav are useless. But you're on about the one, get in and one, say the postcode. Are you on about the one that like comes here on like a foreign license type of bag? Do you know what I mean? There's the levels, isn't it, of foreign. Foreign's such a broad term. What you saying, maximum high mileage, buying second hand. Mark is now following. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it. People buy 100,000, 200,000 miles. Do you know what I mean? It depends, because higher the miles, it's cheaper you get it. Do you know what I mean? So if you go dead cheap and buy something dead high miles, just make sure you got a little bit extra for repairs and stuff like that. No, Delta and Crosby full of foreign drivers now. Are they? Yeah. A few weeks ago, and it's back. It's so frustrating, right? Because a lot of people kind of went, "Oh, get in an EV. It's the future. It's great. You don't have to pay congestion charges. You don't have to pay any like tax, road tax, super cheap congestion, possibly per mile, pennies per mile. That's meant to be coming out this month, starting in a few years. And then now we've got to pay road tax. Do you know what I mean? And because the age of my car, my road tax is like 210 quid a year. My wife's Model 3 electric is 290. So I'm paying £20 a year road tax more in my 3 litre Euro 5 diesel engine. You tell me on what planet is that like logical? Do you know what I mean? And now because they're losing out on fuel duty, all electric cars have to start getting charged pennies per mile now. Mental, mate. Mental. Jono, I finally left Alpha, moved up to Uber. Wow, noticed a big intake in my wages, which means a lot more expenses. So just bear in mind, a lot of people say that you earn a lot more money on Uber, top line, but with their uncapped commission and stuff like that, mate, you might be hitting a bit more expenses, more miles, more fuel, stuff like that. Just be careful on that, Jono, mate. Profit's more important than income. EV is not the fuel, it's all the room, very low maintenance, hardly any servicing. I think the EVs are still the future, mate. But you've got to get a good EV with home charging to maximise the benefits, mate. You really do, mate. Multiple trip notification, Uber's disappeared. Spoke to Uber who are looking into it. How would other drivers swing this? And we to Uber, it's annoying about the notification. The 2 jobs yesterday, money looked okay, but extra miles. Yes, Ali, I've been told by a lot of people, mate, the multi-stop trip has disappeared. We don't know why. It might be a temporary glitch, might be a problem, or it might be just them hiding all the information. Because loads of people didn't do the multi-stops. So I'm a shit company, mate. Do you know what I mean? Is it legal that Netflix charges us this amount of money? Is it legal that the Xbox Game Pass has gone from 15 quid to 23 quid, by the way, which is one of the biggest robberies in 2025? Fuming about that stuff. Both my kids got a Game Pass. Thanks for the follow, mate. What a lovely little chime. I didn't know I'd done a chime. Thanks for the follow, mate. Went out this morning, 6 a.m, clocked at 9:30, made 150. Mate, have you just started out on Uber, have you? You be getting fed, my boy. 150 quid in 3.5 hours. On a Wednesday morning, where you working, Jono? Shaz, they will Uber keep pushing, purchase electric cars eventually. Yeah. Chris, you might do Chris. I've always advised a lot of people, if you want a little side gig, a little side quest to your normal full-time job, do your food, do your parcel delivery. Taxis, I think, with our expenses, is a full 50, 60-hour job, mate. Part-time, you might be better off on Uber Eats, Amazon Flex, Deliveroo. 3 months, lad. Wait 3 months and then come back and see me. Yes, Matt, I'm all right, good. Thank you very much, and as well, appreciate it. It's after likes and follows, everyone. Thank you very much. We're going to start getting this a bit more regular in the next few weeks. In January, I'm going to get a proper schedule out when we're all set up properly. I'm going to get a schedule out. The hours, what are that? Matty, what did you get? What did you get for your Model S? A VT'd it, boss. A VT'd it, mate. It's the reason why I kept it for 2.5 years. I was negative equity, 11 grand. So I still owed after 2.5 years, mate. It was a 5-year, so like 22 or 23 grand I still owed. And then it was worth 11. Worth 11 grand. So yeah, it was something like, it was something like 11 grand in negative equity. So that's why I was waiting for the VT. So VT'd it, like, so it was gone there. So that's why I got the 7 Series. People are getting the 7 Series, and people go, why are you getting that? You're mad. It was just a temporary stopgap till early next year to see what I actually want to do. Do I want to go down the minibus route, back into electric? I don't know yet, because I'm slowly pulling away from the cabs because I've got to run all the social media and obviously the airport company and stuff and the news blog. Good morning, matey. Hello, Malik. Thank you, mate. Please, Matty, get the word out. Don't put a tax profile in the platform. Why? Because if you have a legal requirement by the government that all app-based platforms need to inform your earnings. Amazon Flex is going to be doing it. Uber Eats is going to be doing it. They're all doing it. eBay sellers, they're all going to be reporting your income as per like the new tax rules. Taxmates Digital. So if you don't put your tax profile in the platform, mate, they'll just kick it off the app. I'm pretty sure of it anyway. Some follows, everyone. Much appreciated. It does help the channels grow. Are the lads actually getting many XL jobs in the V classes or running just around in 4 quid jobs? Right, docu clips. It, mental. People get on the cabs and get in a V class and then think they're going to wake up in a shirt and tie and then a chauffeur the next day. It just doesn't work like that. The chauffeur game is so close knit, so competitive, so backstabby and so sneaky. It's very hard to actually make a living on your V classes. So in the end, you are right. People end up going back default in the V classes on Uber, trying to work Uber XL or Exec XL or whatever. And in the end, yeah, they end up struggling. It is. It's a bit of a struggle getting an AMV class, I reckon, on the trade. The word reservation on an Uber job is now at the bottom of the offer card, and it's a lot smaller, so you can't notice it as much. And unbelievable. It was £6.85, 5.3 miles. Tony, the problem with reserve jobs, mate, is the 20 minutes or 30 minutes online before the job starts. So they knock it off. They knock it off the app for half an hour, 40 minutes before you even start the job. Mental. Pre-booked and reserve work should be a hell of a lot more expensive than on demand. That's why companies and private airport transfers like the airport transfers, they work on a pre-booked service. That's why we have a minimum fare and more expensive than the on-demand taxis. Jonah, I'm thinking of getting a Tesla when my Skoda Superb goes bang. I do recommend it, Jonah, if you can home charge. I'd get a Model 3. If you don't, the reason I say that is if you don't need the added space, the Model 3 drives so much nicer than the Model Y. Really, really nice car to drive, the Model 3. It's even nicer than the Model S. The Model S is a bit floaty because of the air suspension. I've got a Vito. You have to do X in the dead season. Do you know what I mean, boss? But a Vito is still a panel van. It's a bit more reliable, a bit more. At least with the Vitos, they're a bit more of a van. I know it's an expensive van, but realistically, you're probably better off. You're better off on an a Ford Tornado if you're going to go down a bus. But if you want to go Uber XL, go down like a Vox Ford Galaxy or something. Is there a strike on the 31st of November? Mate, this is peeing me off. So whoever's organising these strikes for Uber, right? Why are they picking the busiest times of year? So you got, right, 1,000 Uber drivers who are currently skint. They've been looking forward to New Year's Eve all year because it's one of the best times of the year. Why don't you all strike, guys? Just after Christmas, you're all skint. Please strike on the busiest night of the year. And they're saying why you don't get people striking. You need to stop getting people to strike on money days. It's daft. It is so daft. My Vito's got lecky doors and sometimes scream. Oh, terrible, lads, terrible. Nice though. But yeah, if you're going to do a proper strike, guys, to fight the power, you need to do it at a quiet period when it's not going to cost people a fortune. Do you know what I mean? That's going to be the most important thing, isn't it? Abdul, could you please let me know what is that colour? I know what the yellow and the deep red. What's the purple colour for in the waiting area? I'm not too sure, mate. It's because they need the drivers in this period. Impact is the customer. No, cheap. No, mate. I disagree with you. There's still hundreds of people that need to be taken to and from. The whole point to make a benefit is get people to join together to strike. You're not going to get people to join together and strike on New Year's Eve. Do you know what I mean? I'm on strike every day, lad. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, like you're not going to get people to strike on New. That's why they strike in this period. I think you get it, mate. Strike anytime. Not even just strike when it affects the drivers least. That's how you're going to get more people to strike. Do you know what I mean? But that big strike last time on Valentine's Day was daft. Valentine's is one of the busiest times of the year. Why strike on one of the busiest times of the year? Drivers are skint. Drivers need money. Drivers need to get the food shop on the table. They're not going to avoid a flipping big day. So people are trying to spread it out now. They're trying to strike on New Year's Eve. Is mental. It's mental, mate. It's crazy. I drive a Tesla Model 3. What's the easy me? There's no Uber exec. Much about everyone's skint. Do you know what I mean? There's barely Uber X. Hardly ever. I've been exec now for 3-4 years now. I'm in exec in the 7 Series, but I don't go doing Uber. And when I was doing quite a bit of Uber in the Model S, was exec. Maybe one a week. Maybe. And a push. It's not worth upgrading. It's an exec vehicle to get Uber exec. Especially in Liverpool in the Northwest. Yeah, no one's going to strike on New Year's Eve. No one's going to strike. Yes, Matty, thoughts on a Lexus ES300 hybrid? I don't know it personally, mate. Lexus's, Toyota's one of the best, most reliable manufacturers on the planet, mate, so I'm assuming it'll be all right. What do you think of the Fiat Tipo Estate? The hell's a Tipo Estate? Only 1 litre, but under 7k customers and a bit of luggage, mate, you're flying. Am I still busy with privates? No, mate, it fell off. It always does in November, calm before the storm, innit? I got done dangerous driving 8 years ago. Can I get a PH licence from any council? It depends on the council, mate. Best reaching out to your local council. What do you think about the Dacia Sandero for Uber? So you can get the Dacias, the 12 hours in the taxis and you're smashing it. I'd rather be in a nice, comfortable vehicle, mate. I'd rather be in a vehicle that makes me happy. Do you know what I mean? Because in the end, it's your mobile office. Do you know what I mean? So in the end, you want something that's dead comfortable, that nice to be in. So myself personally, I wouldn't like to be in one of those Dacia Logans or whatever they are. I'd rather be in a nice car. And that's why I've always liked the Skoda Superbs. I think the Skoda Superbs is a fine balance between a really nice, spacious, comfortable car, yet comfy and cheap and reliable still. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, about the dangerous driving 8 years ago, mate, you need to check out individual councils. Some councils will allow you, some councils won't. Tuna, thank you for the follow, mate. Appreciate it. It's a self-employment business, mate. So unless the drivers are not going to lose out loads, you're not going to get anyone to strike. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you're on a building site and like the brickies are getting pound per brick or whatever, and you walk in and you try and get a strike over something. Do you know what I mean? The brickies are going to still work, aren't they? And get the pound a brick. Thanks for the follow, Danny. And get a pound a brick, aren't they? Because they need them, so it won't affect the earning too much. And it be at a quiet time. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Jono, send all the Uber work to us new starts. Mate, it happens. People say it, and people say yes or no. But it happens, mate. It happens. The silly fares circulate. Cobra, that's another good point. But the problem you've got, mate, with Cobra, depending on where you live, that silly little fare could be the only job offer you get in an hour. Do you know what I mean, mate? So that's the only issue with that. Especially if you're working, slogging the dead hours and stuff. A job might come through at £6 for 6 mile. But if you turn that job down, you might not get another job for half an hour. About it properly. New Year's Eve is just daft, mate. Daft. Uber driver's strike will never work anyway. There's always a driver who'll work for peanuts that won't strike. Yeah, Michael, that's a good point, mate. But if a lot of people get involved, it could happen. Do you know what I mean? Like in Ireland and stuff like that. But they're already flying Ireland because they're all on the meeting and everything, so they're flying, mate. Abdul, sorry, pal, should have been a bit more specific. You know, when you have a surges area, you have red, orange, and yellow. Now there's another colour, purple. Is there? Is there a pellet purple? I didn't know that. I don't work here much. Yeah, so it was yellow, orange, and then red. Did not know there's a. What's purple mean? To have to like some follows, guys. Much appreciated. If you're watching me, it's a little follow, please, and a like the video. Yes, definitely, but it's worth letting it slip. And if it's busy period, they have no choice but to up it. Yeah, cool, but that's a good point, mate. That is a good point. Do you know what I mean? You can cherry pick the jobs when it's busy. I'm just saying on the dead hours, it's very hard not to. Do you know what I mean? Because someone will always take it, parked up, just bored, waiting. You have to tell you it's snowing. Don't forget to snow radar. And having your PHV drivers in Belfast can be flagged after midnight apart from Uber until the other day. I didn't know that either, Michael. Is that true? Any artists watching? Can you get flagged down like a hackney private hire after midnight? Because I know in Dublin, they're just hackney drivers, aren't they? There's no private hire in Dublin, I don't think. They're just all on the meter, pretty sure. Mate, I've got a warning today from Uber. Vehicle safety after my car start overheating. Hey, so you blast on you that your car's flipping overheated. Nightmare, lad. Many Wolverhampton plates driving operating in London. Is it allowed? I think on Bolt and local operators, not on Uber. I've got a Model 7, a Tesla Model S. Beautiful car, mate. Mwah, love me Model S. 2.5 years I had that. Absolutely beautiful car. I don't know about best car for Uber. I think it's a bit too expensive and a bit too nice for Uber. I'd say the Model 3 is by far the best car in Uber. If someone said to me, Matty, what is the best car for Uber? I'd say the Tesla Model 3, home charge. I would say 100%. Long range Model 3. I'd say that's the best car in Uber going forward. With the crap rates and everything else, I think that's definitely the best. I really do. Job. I've taxied 35 years and never earned so much. Tony, that's fantastic news, mate. So with Hull is out of the northwest region. And what I've read and found and spoke to everyone else, Uber's fantastic where Wolverhampton can't touch. And that's like a real statement, that mate. If Wolverhampton can't work Uber, anywhere where Wolverhampton can work on Uber is dead. Liverpool, Manchester, up to Blackpool, whatever. All West Midlands. Matty, would you get a Model 3 after 100k miles? So, with the Model 3s, I think the only problem is over 120,000 miles, you don't lose your warranty on your batteries and electric motors. And then I'll be like a little bit twitchy bum all the time. Running an electric without a warranty would be a little bit sketchy. Southampton, Wolverhampton are here also. Yeah, but they can't work Uber, mate. Grace, they can't. For chauffeur work, do you need an operator's license? Wagas, if you want to book your own working, you have to have an operator's license. You have to have an operator's license, mate. It might be different for weddings and funerals, but for like chauffeur work in general, like your A to B transfer, you need an operator's license. The problem is there's 2 times a day where we can make money, and that's rush hour. Other than that, you're running around doing fares, that ain't worth it. Cobra 100% split shift, classic. Loads of Wolverhampton and Hull. Yes, Tony, but they will not be working Uber, mate. They physically can't work Uber in Hull. Go back to locals, councils, work in your own area. That's a lot of people say. Cobra, imagine you miss one or both of these periods, your earnings are basically worthless that day. Yeah, in rush hour, and that's all I'd work. And then try and make it up at the weekend. Leeds and Bradford drivers flood Hull at the weekends. They might be in the same region as Uber, so that can't be stopped. But you can't have Wolverhampton on Uber. Yes, Jack. Best thing to do is get a school run if you can get one, mate, 100%. I know lads on like a 40, 50 quid school run. So that's 80 to 100 quid a day, 5 days a week is 4 to 500 quid a week minimum. And then you go out at the weekends, evenings, stuff like that, top up the wages. The school runs are pretty solid, mate. But normally you need like a bus, don't you know, like Acne. Very rare you get a school run with a car. Split shift, way forward ways, 100%, mate. It's the best way during the day. Pays so well. Is it Grace? Yeah. So if you got like multiple stops and you got to pick up the PA and drop the kids off and stuff like that, do you? If your hack PSV needs local badges everywhere, and so many you probably sleep. Yeah, mate. I'm £90 a day for my school run, 20 miles a day. See what I mean? Fantastic. Oh, Grace, no PA. Is right. Sound now. To bust the myth. What is the myth, mate? Welcome to DM Mythbusters incoming. Soon as Waggers sends me the myth. The myth about executive work on Uber. What about riders giving ratings? What do you mean, mate? I reckon the ratings are good. Gets rid of the bad drivers, doesn't it? What's Uber Pro Gold? Is that the debit card thing? I done a news article on that, mate, in DM News. You need to start following DM News on WhatsApp. And I update all the news articles on DM News, which is all the industry news and everything else. Go and check it out. Good afternoon, Gareth. Quick question, is it worth double apping? It depends, Gareth. It depends, mate. Right? Do you know why it depends? Because if both apps have uncapped commission, then double app. But if you're on about double app and Uber and say a local company like Alpha, I'd say it's not worth it. Because the whole point of a capped commission from a local company is more you earn, more less commission you pay. And then by the time you get to the weekend, you won't be paying any commission on your fares because of the capped commission. If you double apping, yeah, then you're paying full commission on, say, the local company and full commission on Uber. If you're a local company with a cap commission, just smash that cap commission, mate. And by the weekend, you'll be cleaning up. What's the higher fares? I can't see it. I really can't see it. It'd be crazy if they done that. Well, I guess my friend goes there. There's a lot of work on executive, like 7 or 8 jobs a day, which believe it's not correct. It's a hit and miss thing. Well, I guess it depends where you live, mate. In Liverpool, no chance. It's a very poor northern city, not much business. Manchester, maybe. Do you know what I mean? York, possibly not. Think of the city, and if you think corporate, if you think business, if you think rich, that's where your exec work lies. Do you know what I mean? Hand on, honestly, I could probably 10 jobs maybe in my whole Uber career, mate, up an exec in Liverpool. Very rare, in my opinion, but I don't work 12, 14 hour days. No chance in Edinburgh we are considered rich. That's what I mean. So is Uber exec popular in Edinburgh? Do you know what I mean? 7, 8 jobs a day. Yeah, I guess with the internet, right? What's crazy about the internet? And then they'll think that's what you're getting. Do you know what I mean? Are you off today? From driving, mate, yeah, but I work at office space quite a lot now. So I could show you a job and you go, that's fantastic. But without any context or like earnings, without any context, it's bad. I could show you a job card, a weekly wage on Uber, and it's 2 grand. You're going to look at that, and then you'll look at your part-time earnings or your earnings and go on Uber and earn 2 grand. But outside of that context, that 2 grand could have been 80 hours, and it could have been in London doing looks work. Do you know what I mean? So when Barry sees the post, goes and gets his Prius, goes to Wolverhampton and works in Bradford, why am I getting 2 grand? Give all the facts and figures. And that's why if I ever told you how much I've earned on a shift or whatever, I'd always include my expenses. Always, to give you the full picture. Too many people just go, man, come here, I've earned 20 grand. And then, like, without the context. You're a great person, always try and get your advice for Uber. Thanks, Watts. I do try my best, mate. Fuel, car rent, loads of different people, loads of different vehicles, loads of different scenarios. Settle by, finance, cheap, expensive, blah, blah, blah. And all on average, right? Your expenses are 40 to 50% of your earnings. Fact. Maybe 35% if you're lucky in a really like niche. But generally 40 to 50% of your earnings is expenses, especially on Uber with the high miles and the low rates. Tell me that I'm wrong. Anyone want to let me know if I'm wrong? If you do £1,000 a week, I say to everyone, £1,000 a week will get you 500-600 quid a week in your back pocket before your tax and stuff like that. Easily. But they're doing 60 hours to do it, 50 hours to do it. 100%, it's a minimum wage job. It is. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's a minimum wage job by a country mile. Don't make 2k in Liverpool per week, lucky 1k. Yeah, we travel very hard in Liverpool. My best week in Uber, 66 hours, 250, probably worked 80 hours to earn it. That's what I mean. Also, let's do the math. 250, you're probably talking 800 quid their expenses. Probably even more, maybe a grand expenses. So there's 1,200 quid left. 80 hours, 1,200 quid, £12, £13 an hour. Do you know what I mean? Straight away, minimum wage job. It is. But what's good about it is you can earn as much or as little as you need each week. So the flexibility of that is a big benefit, do you know what I mean? But yeah, got to be close. I'm 400 quid a week just to keep the car on the road. I agree with you, mate, 100%. So you start whacking fuel in and tolls and it all adds up. Valets. I was doing flipping 60 quid a week in valets. Do you know what I mean? Alpha are employing too many drivers in some areas. There isn't enough work for all drivers. Gareth, the problem you've got with Alpha is because Alpha's so big and they're so region, you can't control where you work. So they've just got to kind of guess, I think. Do you know what I mean? Because if they speak is empty and, oh my God, we haven't got enough drivers, get some more in. Do you know what I mean? But that next week, 200 might be in speak. That's the problem with it, mate. You just got to wait for you as a driver. If you find a quiet area, you got to move and find and shift. It's not like Uber. You can't just wait around for your next job. The locals, you got to work in a bit and use your head. You are correct. I'm a driving instructor. I make over 50 grand. Half of earnings was fuel, franchise, school costs. Mate, driving instructors will be the same thing. But driving instructors at the moment seem very expensive. Like 60 quid for an hour and a half. Get your bally out, mate. That's expensive. What's expensive? You're earning 1k a week. Up and down, mate, 40-50%. If you earn a grand a week, you're probably banking 500-600 quid a week before your tax and national insurance. Do you know what I mean? But then your car's paid for it. But it depends how many hours it took you to do the 1k. If you're working, say you got kids and you want to work in between the two in between the two school runs, you're going to take a lot more hours to do the 1k because it's dead there. If you're making what a week, £100 fuel, what else? Mate, there's a million things. Are you saying this? You're just saying it's only fuel. It's your car free. So if you're making 1k a week, £100 is fuel. I don't agree with that. I think it'd be more fuel. Saying a grand. Because a grand on Uber's probably 1,000 miles, mate. £1 a mile. Not including your dead hours. 1,000 mile. Be more than 100 quid, mate. Probably 150 in a good hybrid. So grand, 150, 850, yeah? And then what are you renting? You rent your car. What's that, 250 these days? So there's 400 straight off, 600 quid. How about you get your car washed, valeted? Any service and any repairs if you're not renting or you settle buying. Service and repairs, your plate, your valets add up. Obviously your tolls and stuff, you get them back, but sometimes you've got to pay tolls to get back. Do you know what I mean? So it just depends on everyone's situation. I promise I do 33 hours a week. I do 120 miles a week and I make 1,200 quid. Oh, 120 miles a day. So 33 hours a week and you do 1,200 quid. I just don't believe it. 30 hours. So you're averaging £40 an hour every time you go out. Mate, come on. There you go. Every 500 miles is 50 quid. 45, 50 quid. So 1,000 miles will be 100 quid. Maybe then. I might be wrong with the fuel. But still, of £1,000, you're talking 500-600 quid left. £100 fuel, 250 settle car. So it is 350 re-travel, yeah? Settle cars are really solid because that's all you pay out, isn't it? Pay smart, pay less. So if you do a grand, your expenses are 350 because it's a settle car. Do you ever pay out to like get the car washed and stuff? What about tolls? Where you paid out tolls and you didn't have to go back? Are you responsible for the tyres and stuff for the settle car? Sometimes settle cars want you to pay for the tyres and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? All that adds up. If you had 4 sets of tyres over the year, or 4 tyres over the year, do you know what I mean? All adds up over the weekly. Yeah, fuel, insurance, rent, valets, license plate costs. Yeah, yeah. And even though it's not a direct expense, but your food as well. We eat and drink a lot of coffee, mate. And even though it's not a direct expense doing the taxis, you might be having coffee if you're in an office. Cheap coffee or making pack lunch, you know what I mean? Mackey's is a tenner these days. Your tyres are going to change max 3 times a year. But that's what I'm trying to say. It's all these unforeseen expenses. And you don't truly know how much you've earned until you've finished the tax year and all your expenses have been recorded with your profit. Hi Lee, thanks for commenting, mate. Do us a favour, guys, give us a little like and follow. If you're watching me and you're not following, I'm going to climb down these screens and then smash your head in. I'm only joking, but do hit the follow button, please. Thank you. Uber will average everyone at £20 an hour. Yes, I've noticed that. Everyone says that, don't they? Hey, literally, if you do
£25, it translates to.
Shut up. So you are right, because if you do like really well in an hour or two, you go like on the sin bin, don't you, till it balances back out. But a lot of people say they try and keep it at £20 an hour, don't they? The algorithm. I've noticed that. So what are you saying? Uber is not worth it? No, I'm not saying it's worth it, but I'm not saying it's amazing like everyone says. Do you know what I mean? People, social media, drivers. I mean, do you know how many times I've got an Uber personally, and the driver's going, it's great here, mate. Yeah, drive me car, do 1,200 quid a week, every week, easy money. And I'm sat there as a passenger, not saying nothing, knowing all the facts and figures, going, all right. Yeah, mate, how many, do you pay much money out? Bit of fuel, car, that's about it. Driving me to wherever. And I'm thinking, how many passengers is he telling that money? It's mental. So, if you're going to tell people, if you're going to tell people stuff, you need to tell them the full truth. It's not as easy as that. Yeah, mate, Uber is flexible. Do you know what I mean? It's a minimum wage job, but it's flexible. You can work around your kids' appointments, school runs. You can work and do extra when you need extra money. If you don't need much money, you can cut back a bit, spend more time with the family. It's great for that. But if anyone tells me it's more than a minimum wage job, I disagree with them. I think they're lying. I really do. Uber has massively cut stage prices as well as normal jobs. 6 months ago, the average job was on £2 a mile. Now £1 a mile, a bit less. Uber becoming a joke now. They have cut it down massively, mate. I've seen some really sketchy pictures of jobs and stuff. Delta Town drivers are killing the trade. Steve, same again, mate. That is one of the biggest complaints everyone says. Jackie, tell everyone it's crap. But it is, though. Do you know what I mean? It's preference. Some people love the job. Do you know what I mean? You were floating a wagon all day, getting minimum wage, wagon. Where now they're working Uber, they're in a car. Do you know what I mean? And they're controlling their own scenarios, going to gym, going offline and online, earning their own money. So if you ask certain people, they love it or hate. It's a love or hate. It's like Marmite, the taxis, right? But it is a minimum wage job, and I will keep stating that. Do you know what I mean? But I've noticed as well, when I say stuff like this, right, older drivers will agree with me. Newer drivers don't agree with me, because newer drivers don't know what it used to be like. And it used to be really good. And used to be more than minimum wage. It used to be 14, 15 quid an hour after expenses. But now all the expenses are going up and all our rates and fares are going down, going into 2026. It's going in the wrong direction. Our rates, our fares should be going up because our expenses are up. Some lads are paying 800 quid a month for insurance. And that's not a lie. I've seen the flipping thingies. 8 grand, 8.5 grand a year he pays insurance. Matty, I've heard about the Amazon DSP business. One of my friends working for the company who was setting up, getting work from Amazon. XL long wheelbase run work, subcontract. Work these days, 250 quid including VAT plus mileage if you're a Luton car van over 300. I can't live just under that. That's why I love my own work. Yeah, 100%. And yeah, waggers. Honestly, mate, there is jobs better out there. But like I said, you lose that structure, you lose that flexibility. If you're delivering parcels for Amazon and, you know what I mean, the doctors phone up and say, "Oh, your kids fell over in school. You can't drop everything and go." Some jobs are cutting up. You know what I mean? Where like I got on the cabs originally 7 8 years ago, or even longer now, I think, and it was for the flexibility of that. Any problems, I can go offline, go and solve that problem, get back online. Do you know what I mean? There's a family party, there's a commitment. Offline, go do that, get back online. That's the best part about the taxis and the Uber and stuff. So after the likes and follows, guys, much appreciated. If you're watching on YouTube and Facebook and stuff, make sure you hit that follow button. It does help me out massively. Thank you very much. Only decent day recently was Halloween. Halloween's solid, mate. Right. I'll tell you the best days now. Valentine's, Halloween, Mother's Day, because you get a few birds just like fighting, you know what I mean, want to go out partying. Mother's Day, Halloween, Valentine's, Halloween. Your Christmas can be hit and miss. Your Boxing Day night's pretty solid. Your New Year's Eve is consistently solid. But the last few years, it's been a bit, I think everyone works New Year's Eve. So I think it's become a little bit rough on New Year's Eve, to be honest. But if the strike's this New Year's Eve, get out working because it's going to be shocker. It's going to be shocker, mate, if some strike on New Year's Eve. Mental. It's the drivers that are taking all the crap cheap fares that's allowing Uber to offer these concurrent fares. The amount of times I've asked a customer how much they have paid compared to what is staggering. We're robbing both customers and drivers at the moment. Steve, 100%. So what happens is a customer will pay 20 quid. This is just a little gag, little guess. Big shout out to the guys in Choco and Blackpool, yeah, boy. A big Uber will throw out 20 quid and then he might throw out a tenner to the driver. Circles drivers might go to 11 quid, 12 quid. Circles drivers, and they'll take less and less commission each time. Do you know what I mean? But the problem you've got, they'll go to you, Steve, and a tenner, you go, nah. They'll go to someone for 11, they'll go, yeah. And then Steve, you're sat there twiddling your thumbs, haven't had a job in over an hour. Can I show you this? It's not going on my social media yet, but I've got a plan to do a video on it, right? Can I show you this? We're talking cherry picking has gone out of control, yeah? Can you see this? I'll show TikTok first. Yeah? Can you see that? Wait there. Can you see that? Right. Cherry picking. 11:30 at night to 4:45 in the morning. He only earned 35 quid. He done 2 trips in those 5 hours. 921 trips. 921 trips offered, and he done 2. And he ended up at 35 quid. So this fella must have been waiting for his £2 fares job stay. And in the end, he done 35 quid in 5 hours. So there's got to be a balance of cherry picking, just taking the hit. Just me. So, yes, would you continue Uber? I haven't worked Uber since I bought the 7 Series, mate. It's not viable to Uber. Hassan, thank you for the follow, mate. Are you just getting alerts, by the way, on Facebook? Do you have like a little green man pop up on your screen? Let me know. That's one of the things I wanted to test them. How do you follow DM News on WhatsApp? So just go to DM News. Go to DM News, mate, and there's a link at the top of the website. You click that, and then you just follow it then. Yeah, let me have a look. Show you now. So DM News, go on DM News and just click follow us on WhatsApp. And then you click it, you click follow. You won't see any articles because it only shows you the new articles, guys. So you'll see an empty chat. Do you know what I mean? And then yeah, I'll show you. Few TikTokers, DM News, and then click follow us on WhatsApp at the top. And then you go in this chat. No one can talk. It doesn't get spammed or nothing like that. But I share all the articles when I do them once a day. Yeah? And it's a good place just to keep up to date with the trade. So I'll tell you the articles this morning. Wolverhampton private hire courts parking on a taxi rank in St Helens. Wolverhampton always hits the news, man. Man jailed after threatening a taxi driver with a knife and Aldershot. Uber released emotional Christmas advert following daughter's journey home. Have you watched Uber's Christmas advert? Mate, they're taking on John Lewis for the sad advert, mate. It was actually quite sad. It was good, though. Wolverhampton plated Uber driver filmed driving down the Manchester tram lanes. That is very true, guys. Let me show you. So this TikTok is on. There's the Uber driver. Yeah, Uber driver. And there's a tram. There's a tram chasing them, look. So yes, guys. That's all on DM News, matey. Go check it out. Give us a little follow, like on social media. Much appreciated. Aye, mate, you never said how your night shift was the other day. I haven't done a night shift, have I? Is the 7 Series reliable? I've only just got it, mate, but it's old, 63 plate. I'll be getting rid of it early next year. It was only a little stopgap to get me over Christmas, little cheap car. That's you again, Reeves on the radio. Nobody's missed a cheap talk. Watch me and Reeves on the radio. Rachel Reeves. What do you make of the coloured map? The coloured map is just a design, innit? Nothing's changed, mate. What happens in Blackpool too, does this thing? Please explain how Uber Pay works. So, Uber Pay works is that simple. You charge the customer, and then you try and get as much as you can from that fare with the algorithm. And it's simple as that. But their main goal is to get the passenger picked up at the cheapest price to pay to the driver. That's the only way I'm guessing it works anyway. Nobody actually knows. It's an algorithm. Do you know what I mean? But like 20 quid fare, 9 quid, no takers. 10, no takers. 11, 12, 13. Someone took it. Customer's happy. Driver got 13 quid. Uber got 7 quid. Next job comes in. 8 quid. 4 quid, got taken. Next job, 10 quid. 4 quid got taken. Next thing. And that's how it works, really. Realistically, that's how it works anyway. You ever work at Blackpool? Let's grab a coffee. Yes, Steve. Yes, mate, no problems. I guess sometimes we get some runs to Blackpool from JLA and that. Just on the privates, don't do Uber on. Times are now. Right, I've just hit the hour, guys. We're going to have some dinner soon. It was only a quick test just to check all the software. Hopefully next time I come on, TikTok will be within the algorithm, because at the moment, let me show you. TikTok is just on the phone here, look. Don't know if you can see it. TikTok's just on the phone alongside the software. So listen, TikTok, thanks for tuning in. Give us a little like and follow, you know the score. And keep an eye out for the next time we speak to DM Hangout. Nice one, guys. Ta-da. Right, TikTok is all offline, guys. Listen, much appreciated. Thanks for tuning in. Give us a little like and follow. And I'm going to try and do this more regularly in January. So if you're interested in jumping in here next time, we'll try and build it up and build it up, build it up. And in January, when it's dead, let's all chill out and DM Hangout next year, yeah? But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Much appreciated. Time for all the likes and follows.